and welcome to May's meeting for GEG Iowa. My name is Whitney Bacon. I have got our website available right in front of you. If you would like to follow along with our agenda for today's meeting, you can find our website and all information about our group, future meetings, information about me, everything else, what we're going to be covering today at our website, which is bit.ly/GEG Iowa. And the GEG and the I of Iowa are capitalized. So, welcome. If you go to our website, it'll take you to the landing page, where the first page of our website gives you information about, let me go to our website here. Just gives you information about our group. We are the Google Educator Group of Iowa, which Google is a bit of a misnomer because it's essentially just an online community for educators of Iowa to connect, help each other with various issues that arise. Anytime that there is a question that I have difficulty answering on my own and can't get it from my colleagues, I reach out to my professional learning networks and Google Educator Groups of Iowa and other communities across the nation and world, because GEG is a huge community and almost every state and a lot of countries have different ones. So please go ahead and go to our website to get more information. On our website, the agenda should take you to the running document for our group, which we just keep for the 23-24 school year. We just have one Google document that has the all content that we have discussed every month is available on there. Since this is the last official meeting of this school year, I haven't 100% decided whether the summer meetings content is going to be on here or on the next year's one. I will probably create the next year's running document and throw it on there, just because get people thinking about a new school year and new content. The first section on the agenda has the table of contents. I try to update that as often as possible. All parts of the table of contents are clickable. It will take you to the section that it talks about. So the Learn More section, if you click on it, it will take you to the Learn More section where it has links to our website, my email, to Twitter or X, our Facebook page, the YouTube live stream link, and all of that. So that is all of that. There is a link to join us live that is available right there, and it gives you information about how, when we meet and all of that, and that we all my previous live streams are recorded and available on the channel. And if you would like to subscribe to our Google Calendar, I do keep those up. I do keep the calendar invite updated, so you will know all future calendars or updates. Sorry. Bear with me. I'm still getting my everything figured out. Plus, my being sick has done a number on my brain. So you guys should just be lucky I'm here tonight. One sec. Okay. This next section, leave feedback. At any point, you guys can leave comments on this document. There's also a linked Google form if you have questions or comments or suggestions. My name is Whitney Bacon. I have been in education since 2013 was my first year teaching. This year will have been my 9th year of teaching experience. I am now an ed tech coach or educational technology specialist. I have an undergrad in elementary education and a master's in learning technologies and design. Um, so at my current job, I am a instructional designer. Essentially, I design instruction and work one-on-one with our staff on anything that they want to learn about just anything educationally related to technology that can benefit them, make them more productive, or help their students in some way. So that is how that is what I currently do, and why I am passionate about connecting with other teachers online, because a lot of my job, especially in this field, is my previous teaching experience was not special education. I previously taught literacy for quite a few years. You will find, since today's topics are all literacy based, that is not going to come as a shock. I am an avid reader. I read every single day, and I also I call myself a consumer in a different way than a lot of people do. I like to consume stories. Um, I just love fiction and nonfiction. I like TV. I love movies. I love books. I love everything. Um, anyway, and so I taught literacy, and I was a general ed teacher for a couple of years, and I also just taught technology, general technology and free engineering courses in middle school. So I taught from 5th grade to 8th grade, varying subjects. But throughout that experience, and from essentially day one of my teaching experience, I realized all of my colleagues were coming to me for stuff tech related, and I really valued working one-on-one with my colleagues and helping them with um, like tech integration, and that is what I'm passionate about. So I have moved towards that path. The topic that I selected for today, hopefully this isn't too zoomed in, okay, is library resources that a lot of people do not realize that people have access to. And this is largely literacy based and mostly like for ebooks, but they are worth checking out. And I also have a list, links to some of the more popular, like more populated metros of Iowa in this next section. We'll get to that after I show you my favorite apps for reading and for streaming things that are available with your library card's information. So all of these things, you have to have a library card, which you can get a library card at your local library. I think some of them even let you register online without having to go in person. So it is well worth checking it out. So the first one is my personal favorite. It is called Cloud Library. So let me pull that up. Okay, so Cloud Library, I have got the URL up on the screen, and I'm going to pull it up. Okay, so Cloud Library, if you go to Cloud Library, I'm actually going to go to the original. Okay, so I'm on Cloud Library. It's probably going to give you weird stuff. Let's look at, so this Cloud Library is my personal favorite. Because it has an extensive what do you call it? Collection. It lets you check out ebooks. It lets you check out audiobooks. A lot of them are available immediately. You don't have to just put a hold on them. Cloud Library and all of these other ones I'm going to mention, you register and you log in with your library ID and your library PIN code, which if you're not sure about it, just reach out to your library. It is well worth it because this is all completely free. I actually run the Cedar Rapids Book Club, so if anybody lives in Cedar Rapids and you want to come to our book club, please check us out on Facebook. But I am able to read pretty much every single one of our monthly picks from one of these digital resources. But pretty much every single website, like almost every single, how do you say it? Pretty much all of the libraries in Iowa have a web page, first off. I'm going to show you guys the Cedar Rapids one. And if you search on there, you might have to do some digging, but then you can find all of the digital resources that with your library card you can access. Not everything is just e-reading. There is some other stuff in there that, sorry, I'm going to zoom in, that is just convenient. So I could, if I wanted to, look up some obituaries. Beautiful. I could do some, I do not know what a pronunciator is, but it sounds like it's similar to like Babbel or what's the other language learning one. You can get some newspapers through this is all through Cedar Rapids. All that different stuff. So yeah, there is a lot of different stuff that you can get in here. Download and stream. Ooh, free gal. Download and stream free music, legal music, including popular new releases, soundtracks, and classical recordings. And then we've got Brain Fuse. Help now. Free online tutoring. This one is also a relatively new one that I had never heard about. But would be extremely useful if I had kids in high school who needed a tutor. For free, you can make use of this. So that is wonderful. So definitely check this out. This is just the Cedar Rapids one. And I do have this linked down below. I also linked a couple other ones that I found. So like on Davenport's one, here is, and obviously a lot of these ones for Iowa are going to have much of the same. Davenport just has, it looks like 5 different options in here. And then if you look at Des Moines, you can find some different options in here. What do we got here for this first one? Experience the joy of making with thousands of award-winning video classes taught by designers and artists. Okay, that sounds something like, essentially like video editing, possibly. The Wall Street Journal through your Des Moines one. The New York Times. Honestly, that is wonderful. I would love to have that. Too bad I do not live in Des Moines. And then I also linked Iowa City's resources in here. So a lot of them are going to have the same ones, but it is definitely worth checking out. And then if for whatever reason you can't, you have any questions, then it would be worth checking, like with these same websites, just reach out to the librarians there. I really find this to be extremely valuable in my opinion. So anyway, now that I've kind of talked about that, we can look at each individual one. So Cloud Library is my personal favorite. It's really easy. You can check out, I can't remember how many you can have, but this is the book that I'm actually literally reading right now, for something else I'm going to mention here in a little bit. But usually I read it on my phone, but with the exception of, no, I think you can read all of these in on the web. You can read this on the web as well. It's really easy. This is where I left off actually in this book. You can, very easy to do changes on the fly. One thing I will say about all of these apps that I'm recommending, and especially in my line of work, they are not the most accessible for the blind. There are better apps for the blind. So if you want information about apps that are available for the blind, I can definitely shoot you in the right direction. There are two in particular that are much better than the list of ones that I have here. These are great for sighted individuals. But essentially these all function very much similarly. The reason that I like Cloud Library above these other ones is A, its library just seems to be far more extensive. B, and this is a small thing, but when I am on my phone, and this is for Android, not for, not for Apple, but one thing that I really like is that the volume keys, you can have them work as like next page or back a page, which is very convenient for me. I know it's a small thing, but when I'm doing other things, like if I am walking the dog or something, it's way more convenient to be able to just use the volume key or something than to do a different option. So that is Cloud Library, my personal favorite. The next one is called Libby, and Libby's website is libbyapp.com. If you ever used or have ever heard of Overdrive, this is what Overdrive, or this previously was Overdrive. So Libby is pretty good too. It is my second favorite. I don't like it as much because it just doesn't seem to have as much on there, and there's just certain things about it that I don't find user like intuitive. Just like for the life of me, I can never remember which icon is what. Like I have a hard time remembering, like, oh yeah, the book that I'm currently reading, I have to click a little stack of books and then I can open it. And so yes, this is also the book that I was reading last. It is a third book in a series that we've been reading for a book club, and I've got a long ways to go, so I needed to focus on reading this book for a meeting in June. So that is Libby. The major differences I would say with Libby is that it doesn't have those like volume options. And Libby, if I remember correctly, I don't think there is a way to tell it to not go to sleep. So this is a very small thing, like the screen to not go to sleep. One thing I like about Cloud Library is that, and this is weird, but like I will at nighttime, I'll take a shower and I will turn my phone on and I'll leave my phone on the corner of like the sink, and I will have Cloud Library open, because then when I get out of the shower, I can just immediately start reading as I get ready to go to bed. I'm a weirdo, whatever. But if I do that with Libby, in the time that all that happens, it locks my screen, and like if I double click, it doesn't it doesn't work. A little annoying. There does not seem to be a way to prevent that. It's very, yeah, there's just not as much, what do you call it, things that you can change. Not a lot of customization. Libby is relatively new, like, well, like in the last like 2 to 3 years, since it previously was Overdrive. So this one and Cloud Library are still pretty good, and you can. Another common question that people ask is, well, can you check out multiple books at once, and can you like go between multiple books on them? Yes, you can. For both of them, you can. So say I want to, let me just pick something. Let's just pick something completely at random. And I'll show you that it's very easy. Another nice thing is that I can also hold. I can set, like, I personally do not like audiobooks. I prefer like reading with words, reading visually, and so you can, I believe in both Libby and in Cloud Library, you can set it so that you like do not see whichever one is your preference. So for instance, this book, I've read this book before actually, but I'm just gonna show you it. Oh no, this is the audiobook. Well, okay, fine, whatever. Hopefully it won't be too loud. Oh, it doesn't matter. So we've got that, and then let me go here. Let's just see if there's anything else I can, don't need this on hold anymore. Can I remove this? Just cancel hold, because I've already read that book on a different platform. See, this is where I'm not in love with Libby, because it's just not self, like, I don't know where the heck to go to find that stuff. And like, I don't need this one on hold either. I've read that one. But yes, so that is Libby. And then let's see. What other books? These are all just, why are these only showing me audiobooks? Maybe because I clicked audiobooks, you silly Billy. Okay, let's look at books. And can I look at available right now? Available now. All right, so let's try. I don't randomly grab something that I might not want to actually see. Just to show you guys as an example. I know it's silly. Oh, here we go. I mean, I do like Brandon Sanderson. Oh, maybe. Sometimes I've noticed that Libby takes a little longer than Cloud Library does. This is pretty. I might actually need to read this one. While that's downloading, I'm gonna let it do that. I wonder if I can find out information about how many holds you can do. Let's see. Where can I go to my account? That's something I don't know. Use your library card. There's also information right here. I wonder if I can do Kanopy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting completely distracted. Sorry. Okay, we're getting distracted. Because I cannot figure out how much information it does not say. Oh, you can leave little tags. That's nice. Okay. Anywho, so that is Libby. Read. And then now I'm going down a rabbit hole. This looks like another great website to look into later. Stop it, Winnie. Sorry, this is very, very ADD today. Okie dokie. So that is Libby. Check out Libby. Do not let it get as ADHD prone as me. Okie dokie. Let's look at the third one. So the third one is called Hoopla. Hoopla's website is hoopladigital.com. Okay, and Hoopla, like the other one, is ebooks and audiobooks. A really cool thing about Hoopla is actually you can turn on and off kid mode with literally a button, and if you turn it on, the kids can't easily get back in there and turn it off. So the reason that I liked kids mode is that I actually used this when I was a classroom teacher. I set this up and I logged myself in to Hoopla on my personal account just because we didn't have the public library accounts for our students. So I logged in on Hoopla to all of my students' devices so that they could use Hoopla, and then I turned on kids mode so that they were only able to use that. But Hoopla will let you do. So Hoopla, you can do ebooks, audiobooks. I want to say, yeah, you can do comic books. Which let's look at Smile. So really awesome. I really like Hoopla. Hoopla, when I was the classroom teacher, was my personal favorite. Just interface wise, it was very easy for kids to use. I don't use it as much anymore because it just, of the other two that I've mentioned, it just doesn't have the collection that the other two do. They seem to be far more geared towards adults reading, where like this is great, but like I did read this actually. This the Song of Achilles is in here. Um, Bridgerton, I might have actually read that in here too. And all of that. Can't remember whether you can, if there's any streaming available on here. The next one that I'm going to talk about does have streaming. It might just be, let's take a look here. Advanced search format. Okay, yeah, movies. So we do have movies and we do have television. So let's just hypothetically try. I'm just gonna try Game of Thrones. Okay, let's try searching Game of Thrones. No. Okay. Alright, I'll try. I don't remember if I searched TV or movies, actually. Oh, movies. Very browse. Let's just browse movies. Okay, it's actually very nice. I'm like, oh man, like you can watch Oppenheimer. I'm flabbergasted actually. Um, I might need to actually figure out what all's on here. So we are actually gonna take a little gander through here, y'all. Um, yep, everywhere all at once. Yes, so that is awesome. How about date added? Last 30 days. Let's take a look see. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether um like if it plays. I've never actually played. I don't think I've ever played a movie in here, but I'm assuming they have their own similar. Like I have done an audiobook in here. I'm assuming they just have a um, audio like a movie player. Let's just hypothetically like let's just check out the whale. Well, look at that. Yeah, A24. Huh. I don't know why I'm surprised, but yeah, check out Hoopla. Hoopla is very worth the checking it out. Just like the other ones, the whole all of these, like there is a finite amount that you can have it checked out at once. For the next one, Kanopy, which I love Kanopy. Kanopy is great. Um, I have used Kanopy in the past because Kanopy is mostly for movies and TV shows. Um, and the thing that I really like about Kanopy is that it has some of those like obscure older movies. Um, if you've noticed that this month, I think it said, they are doing musicals. So there's movies on here that you can't get access to. Um, and sometimes they're newer that I would never have had access to. So you can watch them in Kanopy. Same thing, just like all these other ones. All you got to do is register for Kanopy with your public library ID. And this one, just like all the other ones, I think are available pretty much at every single Iowa library. You just got to find the information or ask the librarian. They will know. I can guarantee the librarians are also probably using them as well. They even have like Ringu, which is the ring, the original ring. Um, Babadook, yeah, see, it's like they've got awesome. If you are not um, using your local library's digital resources, you need to get on it. Okay? So, we've got 13 minutes left. The last two things I want to show you, because we've kind of already talked about this. One last thing I kind of want to say about libraries is not only libraries are a godsend. Like, obviously, that's like nobody should have to tell you that. Like they are. Oh, sorry, I also never told you guys what the website was for Kanopy. It's just kanopy.com. Um, but um, not only do almost all of our libraries have great digital resources, me and my husband actually recently found out they also have amazing maker spaces that have been going above and beyond the last couple of years. So for our wedding, we actually used our local public library's laser cutting machine. Um, So that's another thing to look into. If you or your children over the summer are interested in 3D printing, in computer design, in laser cutting, like wood laser cutting, and sewing, I know is available at some of the libraries. It is worth checking out. And I will say that we did laser cutting. So we had at our library, we made book stands for our centerpieces for our wedding, and we didn't pay anything. Like the library let us use their resources completely free, and we just had a librarian on hand, and she taught us how to use the machine and everything, and all of that. So that is a little bit about that. So yes, check out your library's resources. That's another thing that if you just go to their website and just search makerspace, that's probably what they called them. When we wanted to use their laser cutting, I believe my husband just booked the time on their makerspace website. But when in doubt, just reach out to their staff. They will tell you what they do and do not have for services. So that is that. And then the final two things that I wanted to get to is a very recent revelation to me. Not only do we have phenomenal libraries in this state, as a state, we also have a state library. And as an Iowan, anyone who lives here, not necessarily you don't have to have like grown up here or anything. Um, you can technically apply for and qualify for a state library card and then get all of the perks that come with that state library card. So I also, in this document, the last of the libraries on here is the state library. If you go there, you can get more information about the state library. I have a state library card. I have not used it much because it's very relatively new that I have even found out that this is a thing. But if you click on it, it will take you to their digital resources page where you can see all of the different stuff that with your state library card that you can make use of. So if you are in one of the other cities that doesn't have access to some of the other resources, you can, with a state library card, get some of this. So I have not used this much, but I can see this, especially for, again, mentioning earlier with like if you have teenagers or anyone that's about to go into the career force, this brain fuse thing has got to be worth checking out. And this homework help. I did check this out at one point and literally got to the steps of like I could sign up and get someone on, like I could get a tutor if I wanted them on the fly. So it is amazing the amount of stuff that you can get, that you never know, the things that are at your fingertips and you never know about. With that, so if you go to that website, there is, so the State Library of Iowa, you can get more information about it. And if you go to the Iowans section, oh my gosh, my cat is being really weird today. If you go there, there is a program that says All Iowa Reads. This is my bonus resource that I'm going to leave you with today. And this is actually in reference to the book that I'm reading right now, and was up here on here. So the Seed Keeper, because I'm actually reading one of these books, this one by Diane Wilson, because All Iowa Reads is a statewide initiative that librarians across the state and that the state library have been doing for the last couple of years. And essentially every year they pick a book for three different age groups. So they pick a book for adults, they pick a book for teens, and they pick a book for kids. And then they have a virtual author visit, like a book talk during the summer. So the event is free and it is on Zoom, I believe. So there is a link to All Iowa Reads down here on bonus. And the two different dates, they're just dependent on whether you're going to do the kid one or not. So like the adult one is on June 11th, and then the other two are on June 12th. They are still open for registration, and you still have a little under a month to read it. I am at, like, I don't know how far into the Seed Keeper. I'm enjoying it. I would be tempted to read the teens book too if I get it done in time, get this other one done in time. But I am looking forward to that immensely. I hope that they keep this up because that is awesome. There's nothing I love more than uniting about books. So do check out All Iowa Reads. I look forward to connecting with more of you and seeing you guys on July 15th. If you cannot make it July 15th, I hope you all have a phenomenal summer, and I cannot wait to see you in the fall for our first official meeting of the fall, which is going to be September 18th. We're not going to meet for August or for we're just not going to meet for August or June because I need a break and all of that. I thank you all for attending, and I look forward to seeing you in July. Have a good rest of your night and survive. You can make it in the end of the school year.